Yo, 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 what's good, what's good, what's good? Welcome to this Sunday's Afro Sundays, man. Got a special guest, man. Homie, currently in Africa, man. So he's definitely gonna drop all the intel, the gems. Let me see who's in the building. What's good? What's good, Tim Howard? Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. He said, oh snap. Yes, if you're in the building, hit the like and all notifications and share the content, man. So I'm streaming on both channels, but this stream is gonna be permanent on the No Excuse channel. So if you're not subscribed to the No Excuse channel, make sure you make your way to the No Excuse channel. But I wanted to definitely reach out to all my supporters from the on the No Excuse channel and on the Passport Bros podcast. Always in the building. Shout out to Ronan Travels with Alex. What's good, bro? Dark Ninja, what's good? What's good? What's good? So I got my guest in the background, man. So he has an agenda, travel agenda in Africa. Started off in South Africa, currently in Kenya, and then I'll let him, mention the next country that he's going to travel to next. You know what I mean? So let me know if you ready, GMT Travels? Let me bring the homie up. What's good? What's good?
Yo, what's up, man? Chilling, man. Kenya, Nairobi, taking it easy tonight, Chilling.
Okay. All right, Rona said he'll switch to the No Excuse channel now. Man, so I've known you for a minute, man. You know what I mean, in a lot of these groups. I know you you getting your YouTube, off the ground, and it's growing. So if you don't mind, man, just kind of introduce yourself real quick, man. Just tell us like, a couple of countries you've been to, because I know you've been a lot, and then tell them about, what you're trying to do with your YouTube channel.
All right, GMT Travels. I'm a sailor, so I travel the world. I've been traveling the world for like almost 18 years, and shit, man, I've been everywhere. I've been to England, Germany, all over Europe, Asia, the Middle East. I've been around the world 4 times on the ship, like literally, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so I got into traveling just from my job or whatever. That's when I really got into traveling. And that's when then I really started going on DR Colombia a lot, and then I started going to Africa. And and I just fell in love with Africa. And I've been here ever since. So I feel like there's so many dudes in Latin America. I feel like I'm trying to be like a pioneer in Africa, because it's a few of us. It's growing, but it's like it's still a small community. You know what I'm saying? So it's still like tight knit. We all know each other and stuff. But yeah, and then for my YouTube channel, right now I'm just trying to show like a more like upscale, fun side of Africa. That's my goal right now. So I'm just trying to show like fun, because I know everybody shows the safaris and all that. I'm trying to show like the fun, the women, the nightlife, just like how they show Latin America. Because I feel like most YouTubers, when they show Latin America, they always show like the fun side. But with Africa, I mean, it's changed now, but before now, they would just show like the serious. It's always serious. It's always like tours and all that stuff. It's not really like fun, lit stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to do, to show like the fun side of Africa.
That's good, man. Dark Ninja said Africa is untapped, for real, very slept on. Yeah, man. Yep. We're gonna get into. We're gonna address that too. Why it's slept on, man? So I you know what I mean. So fellas, it's not a lot. I will say this: it's not too many people's opinion that I kind of like. How should I say? Respect when it comes to travel, because maybe I don't know their background, but this brother, when he travels, he spends lots of time in these countries, whether it's Colombia, Africa now, whatever. He spends a lot of time in these countries. So, so he has a realistic perspective. Now, I'll preface and say that we spent similar amounts of time in certain countries, and we may have different perspectives, but regardless of if we have different perspectives, they still are valid because we have lived and experienced. You know what I mean? So I want to get into first off, man. I want to get into South Africa, man, because as you know, that's a country I've been to, and I've really like hyped it up. You know what I mean? Some people felt like it was overhyped, and I know when I went the first time, I know that's when you had like went to Kenya like for the first time or whatever, and I was just like, man, because you was like, man, bro, you gotta hit. You like, bro, you gotta hit Kenya, and I was like, bro. I was like, bro, you got to hit South Africa. You know what I mean? And so you finally went to South Africa, you know what I mean? And you had an opportunity to link up with Check and Effects too, because he was out there during the same time, man. So just give us a rundown of the cities you went to South Africa, and then we'll start one by one.
All right, I went to Johannesburg for 2 weeks, and then I went to Durban for a month, and then Check and Effect came out there. We was hanging out there for like a week. But I was there for a month, and then after Durban, I came out to Johannesburg for a month. So I didn't do Cape Town. I just did Johannesburg and Durban for so I did a month and a half in Johannesburg altogether, and a month in Durban. And man, you were right, but you didn't lie about South Africa. I should have never doubted you, bro. I doubted you a little bit.
Well,
you were right.
Just on the record, man. I mean, I know you watch. I know you listen to a lot of people, but. Did I convince you to at least visit Durban and say, "Oh, let me give Durban a chance"? Because some people pass it up.
I think I probably went to Durban because of you, because you recommended it, you know. And like for Durban for me, when I first got there, it was kind of slow at first for me because I got my Airbnb on the wrong side. I was on South Beach.
Okay.
It was my Airbnb was big as shit, but it was so family orientated. It was nice on South Beach, it's nice, but you got to go up north. You know, I forgot the name of the area. I can't pronounce the word, but north.
Umhlanga.
Yeah, Umhlanga. Yeah. You got to go up north. And man, but so when I first got to Durban, I was struggling at first. I was struggling. I can't even lie because I couldn't figure it out because it's just like the women were so pretty. So thick in the clubs, I was kind of hesitant to talk to him and stuff. And on Tinder at first, I got like bullshit like catfish my first week. So I struggled my first week. So I know a few people had a hard time, but like once I figured out, I started going to the clubs. Once I figured out, they were letting all the girls to clubs for free and giving them free wine, and they were all waiting around for you to come to your section. So once I figured that shit, I'm like, oh shit. I walk in the club and I see all the girls with cheap wines. I'm like, they all available. Oh shit. But they look so pretty. Like you had to really I had to put, so it took me almost, I'm real with you. Chet kind of helped me out a little bit because I was kind of, my first week I was struggling. But like when Chet came, I had somebody to back me up. I started going to the club. Once I figured it out, he left, I was still up. I love Durban. Probably when I go to Johannesburg, I'm going straight to Durban. Straight up.
So what was the name of the spots you went to in Durban that you liked? What was some of the name of the clubs, the bar?
So I was staying in South Beach. So Wednesdays, they got the villas on Wednesdays, which is cool. Okay. Villas on Wednesdays. But the majority of the week, everything's up north by that mall. And it's a club, you know it, it's Black, it's Tiger Mill. Yeah, you know the mall I'm talking about. But it's right next one. It's a club next to Tiger Mill on Monday that be packed. Okay. So that's the Monday club. But my go-to spot was 14 on Chapman. Okay. I know I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it's 14 on something. But you walk from the mall, you can walk there. But it's like a little like bars, sports bar. You just pack with people like all the time, all day. Like the club crowd comes there before the club. It's like a restaurant that turns like a club. So like you can like stand up and you don't got to buy a bottle. Ain't no pressure to buy bottles like the clubs. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool, man. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed it. And like I would hit Florida Street on the way going home. Mm-hmm. So Florida Street was like dead a lot. But once you get that like third eye and see the girls available at, you can go in like the cabana real quick and go straight to the bar and just be like, talk to a girl real quick. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want. Once you But you gotta get your third eye though, because they look so pretty and so normal. It's even like you gotta really pay attention. But once you know what's up, it's easy.
Okay.
So Florida Road. I went to like one club though. That's it on Florida Road.
Okay. So you didn't get to check out like Club Rich or Capella?
I didn't even do the big clubs because I was by myself and Check was with me, and Check was really we both. He from Miami. I lived in Atlanta, Houston. We both know how the big clubs are. So I mean, if he wanted to go, I would go, but he didn't really want to go. So we was going to like the off-brand spot. But like, you can hit the lounges and bars, and it's better than clubs if you ask me.
No, I feel you. Shout out to Cool Breeze in Puerto Plata. I know.
I went there. I went there one night.
Okay.
I tell you, I went there one night. I walked in there by myself, and there was a group of dudes looking at me. I sat there about a bottle. They was all looking at me, and they called me over. I said something like, "Oh, you American?" It's like we thought you was Zulu, and I was kicking with them and stuff the whole night. So I had a good time. I went there. I went like this one night, but I had a good time.
Okay. I had a similar experience, man. I went to Capello's and there was some dudes looking at me. Instead of me taking it like in a negative way, I just kind of like greeted, man, I just kind of like said, what's up? I just kind of was friendly. And then they opened up after that, but I ain't used to people like look like they mean mugging, but it really, they cool. So now I feel you, Cubanos. Yeah, Cool Breeze. I think are you still in Durban? Are you still in South Africa, bro? So yeah, he's down there. He's down there as well. So,
he in Durban?
Yeah. He in Durban. So I want to kind of get into more of like we're gonna talk about the nightlife a little bit more in Durban. So those that don't know, Durban is, I want to say maybe the second largest city by population in South Africa, maybe second or third. But the city of Durban is not where you generally would stay. You generally would stay outside of Durban in a park called Umhlanga. I'll type it in the chat. That's where you would typically stay, and they have the mall. They have all the restaurants, everything. It's a vibe, and so that's where you would typically stay. So I didn't really experience the actual inner city of Durban, just through passing.
You ain't missing nothing.
Okay.
you ain't missing nothing.
So I don't want people to think that like, oh, Durban is like this, and then they go to actual Durban and they kind of disappointed. Like, no, you go to this particular part of Durban. So we all when we travel, we want to have a good time. We want to get to know the culture. We want to meet, beautiful women. And so, based off of, we're not gonna get into Johannesburg yet, but based off of like all your travels, like what was your impression of the women in Durban? Just how they looked, how they spoke, how they treated you. Like what was something that stood out?
It was some of the baddest natural Black women ever. Red bones, thick, like natural thick. I'm talking like natural. It's like a genetic shit. I thought people was exaggerating. It's really like that. You know me. I love Kenya. I've been to Ghana, Ivory Coast, and I think like it's like genetic down there. It's like their ass is just like large. And let me make you laugh. I got to Durban on a holiday, but I was tired and didn't know it was a fucking holiday. So I missed I was there during the big parties. Everybody told me, you should go. I'm like, nah, I'm good, maybe later. And it was on July 4th or whatever. And I went to that mall for the first time. And honestly, that one weekend, it wasn't never that pack again, but I'm talking about it was all red bones, bro. Red, thick, natural. I'm like, God damn. I thought dudes was exaggerating. I can't lie, bro. I thought dudes was exaggerating a little bit about South Africa. I'm like, come on, they can't be that bad. But yeah, they was like baddies. And even when I go to Dominican Republic or Colombia, I try to talk to I mess with like the better Afro Latinos or the bad Black chicks, but it's like there's a few of them. But I never seen that many bad Black chicks outside of America in one place, especially during the daytime. Usually, even though when I went to Ethiopia or to go to Kenya, you can find them in one club. You'll pick one or two clubs you got to go at to find all of them. But that was my first time seeing that many bad black chicks outside during the daytime outside of America. Like I'm talking like straight dimes.
Now, me and you both lived in Houston, and that's like, to me, that's where you find the most attractive women in one city.
Yeah.
Did it feel like Houston, or did it feel like Houston, like far as like baddies everywhere?
It felt like Houston during that holiday. I can't even lie. After that holiday, it kind of you see them, you still see them, but it wasn't like that one day. Like Houston, you go to Prospect Park any day of the week and see baddies. So I mean, you still at nighttime you see them everywhere. At nighttime though, but during the daytime it was just during that holiday. But you see baddies even in Africa so far. South Africa, you see the most baddies like just walking around in general, thick girls out of everywhere. Even though I love Kenya, but like in South Africa, you see the most baddies just like roaming around, walking around everywhere all day. But that weekend, I didn't realize I was there during the holiday, and it was just like this. That was the highest level. It was. I didn't realize July 4th was like a big holiday there. But it was so. But it was. I went to the mall. It was like the whole bar was packed with girls. I got my Uber. It was like packed. It was just girls everywhere. I'm like, damn, this shit crazy. It was all bad. Red bone stick, all that, bro.
Caribbean in Puerto Plata said, he said, I lived in DR for 6 years. He said the women in Durban shut it down against all the Latina Caribbean women, man.
Woo.
I believe it. So God, like GMT Travel said, he said, he thought guys was exaggerating. No, when I tell you that natural bodies, I mean like flat stomachs, hips, nice butt. Like it is so common. You know what I mean? Yes, you got women that's a little bit, overweight, or you got some women that may not have a big butt, but in general, especially, Durban, the women it's something that you never imagined to see. And like you said, the genetics, like they have a certain phenotype that's different than the rest of Africa. Like I could look at a woman and know she's from Southern Africa, Botswana, Zimbabwe, South Africa, because they all are from like that Bantu, that was considered the Bantu region. So Southern African women have this certain, genetics, man, and they just got, the bodies is perfection, man. So when it came to going out at night and meeting women, like what was kind of like your approach after you kind of figured out the swing?
So when I first went there, it was kind of confusing because it was so pretty, and it looked so pretty and it looked so classy. You kind of like, I don't want to approach you, know what I'm saying? But there's like the other Rob told me they seem like they're not cool, but you talk to me real cool. Right. But and then once I learned in the club, that they give all the girls the cheap wine in the club. So like all the girls said with cheap wine, the clubs want them to come and they're all available. So once I learned that shit, it was on. And then I found the 14th place. 14 on it was like a bar. I'll tell you the name so you can drop it for everybody else. It was like a restaurant. And like you just can, I started cold approaching. So I was kind of like lazy. What I used to do back in the day, I was like kind of forced to do it there. Mm-hmm. Once I got used to it and figured out how everything operated and got comfortable with it, oh man, I took off. But yeah, but clubs, you just gotta just be aware that in a lot of clubs there, they let girls in the club for free and get them cheap wine. And once you realize that, you can just look around the room and see who's available. And once you can see who's available and who's not, it's not even, it's easy. Because no matter how she looks, she's available. You know what I'm saying? You just go talk to her. You know she will talk back because you know she's available. You know what I'm saying? So that was the game. Because me, I'm like my game. I'm not like some dudes are just like impulse. I'm not impulse. I need information. Once I know the game I'm playing, I can win. If I don't know what's going on, I'm gonna lose. So once I understand the lay of the land, it's on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So once I figured that out, it was home run.
Okay. So
yeah.
So Austin uses this term choosing signals. So would you say like women gave you choosing signals, or you just kind of just felt the vibe that you approached? that you can approach?
Nah, they didn't. Nope, they didn't give me no choosing single. I'm not even gonna lie to you. No choosing single. In Kenya, you get more choosing singles in Kenya. They don't act mean here or nothing like that. I mean, they don't act mean in South Africa. Nothing. They just look so pretty. They just look so pretty. You think they're bougie because you just coming from America. You're like, damn, she's so pretty. She gotta be bougie in your mind. Because but they're cool once you talk to them. But once you realize a lot of chicks are available, and once you can read the room, it's fucking easy. But choosing signals, I didn't really get no choosing signals. I didn't get none, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you, man. It can be intimidating. I felt like that too. But once you speak to them, like, you know what I mean, it's like a breath of fresh air. You're like, okay, she cool. So just to talk about some other aspects of Durban, just to give guys just an idea. Because for whatever reason, guys get recommended Durban, but they end up still going to Johannesburg and Cape Town for the first time. What other aspects about Durban, like the weather, the food, the cost, and then we'll jump into Johannesburg. Like, can you talk about those?
All right. Durban had a better energy and better weather because I was there doing like wintertime too. So it was cold in Johannesburg, but in Durban it'll be cold for 1-2 days, then it'll get back warm. And in Durban, the vibe is more, even though there's more going on in Johannesburg,
right?
And in Durban, it's just like the vibe. It's like a more upbeat vibe, more cool vibe. You know, the vibe is more cool out there. And honestly, most stuff is in one area. Because I had a nice Airbnb, but I stayed in the wrong area. Like, I would recommend everybody stay up north, like you. But most of the nightlife, if you're there most of the week, you don't have to leave that area. That's what everything is. You might can go to Cubana here and there, and on Wednesdays go to like Villa. That's it. But besides that, you don't even have to leave that area. So that's why I really enjoyed Durban. It had that vacation energy. You know what I'm saying? Like Johannesburg just felt like Washington D.C., New York, Philly, or up north city. You know, it didn't feel like you're on vacation. It felt like you were in like a regular city in the U.S. You know, up north city.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask this question too. How was it dealing with women like coming to see you? Because I noticed that when you stay in like Umhlanga, for example, a lot of people live in the villages. So you know what I mean. So let's say paying for a chick Uber or something a couple of times, like it could add up. Like how was dealing with like logistics and like women coming to see you?
Yeah, you're not gonna get around that. You got to Uber them to you. I had to Uber them. You got to Uber them to you. You got to get it. Yeah, it's not going. And even though like I was in South Beach, I had a 2-story like apartment on the beach, and it was fucking amazing. But it was so family. I was in the wrong area. But I was in your area. I feel like in that area, you're gonna win 2 more there because the girls want to come there. Because all the clubs, the bars, restaurants are there. But you're not getting around Ubering them there because you have to. And some of them live 10 minutes away, some live 20 minutes away. You just gotta see, is it worth it? If she don't come from like 30 minutes away, it's gonna show 1 day, 2 days. It gotta be worth it, So yeah, but if you don't get around that, you gotta always Uber them to you, Uber them there and Uber them home. So ain't no getting around that.
Some guys, especially in Latin America, chicks will get on a bus. They'll get on a bus to come see you and stuff like that. Do you see that really happening? Chicks getting on a bus, public transportation?
Nah, but you can bus a chick from Johannesburg to Durban, and from Durban to Johannesburg on a bus. They'll accept that. And I did it both ways.
Okay.
I had a Johannesburg come to Durban. I had a Durban chick go to Johannesburg.
On the bus. Okay.
On the bus.
Wow.
But you still gotta pay for it. It's cheap though. You still gotta pay for it.
Okay. No, that's not bad, man. So always compliment Durban on the weather, and I felt like it was the cheaper city that I've been to in South Africa. Um, let's move to Johannesburg. So you went to Johannesburg on the front end and on the back end of your trip. So how was how was Johannesburg before on the front end and back end? Like what before you went to Durban, and then did going to Durban change your perspective on Johannesburg after the fact?
Yeah. When I first went to Johannesburg, it was I stayed in Sandton and yeah. When I first went, I found a few spots I liked. I enjoyed it. And when I first went to Durban, my first week, I kind of missed Johannesburg. I'm like, all right, Johannesburg is better. But after staying in Durban for a longer period, I like Durban more. When I came back though, I stayed in Rosebank, I stayed in CBD, and I stayed in Sandton again. And for me in Johannesburg, Rosebank is the best area to stay at out there. Rosebank, by Rosebank Mall. Make sure you stay by Rosebank Mall because you can walk to everything, and some of your bigger clubs are right there. Montana, Sumo on Tuesday. Woo, that's all you need, bro. That's all you need in Johannesburg. Because Montana is like the same owner owns like both clubs, but they're not open on the same days or whatever. But Montana they show off more, they flexing more. So Sumo, you get the same quality of girls, but it's like the off days. So like the Nigerians showing off, you don't got too much competition. It's like Montana.
Right.
The Montana on Saturday they go hard, bro. They pop balls like America. Yeah. But it's all baddies though. It's all baddies, bro. It's all baddies. But CBD is cool too. I went to Mabune. There's two areas down here. It's Mabune, and I can't think of the other. It's another area too. And TBD. That's cool too. And I think the dudes who just want to meet a regular chick that ain't really trying to go in their pocket too deep. I think the CBD clubs are kind of a better area for that.
Okay.
Mabune, but we go to Sandton and Rosebank. They in your pocket, bro. Either or. They either want it, or they gonna want to hang out. You gotta buy a bottle, or they want hubbly. That's what we call hookah. They either want the hubbly and bottles and party all night, or they want it in their pocket. When you in the Sandton and Rosebank. So Mabune, I can't think of the name, but it's Mabune, and it's another area in CBD that's cool where the clubs are at. Okay. And that's where you go at more if you just want to meet a regular chick. I would recommend. You shouldn't get your Airbnb or get a hotel down there, but just be aware of some cool places to party at down there too. But just when you finish, you need to be back on this side, Rosebank and Sandton. It look rough down there. It look rough down there, bro.
What I appreciate about you and some of the groups we in. So a lot of guys that's new to travel or don't understand or still understand the travel community is that even though let's say compared to like Check and Ace, like we're smaller. Let's say we're smaller channels, but we really have more intel than most of these guys. Like because the stuff, the level of intelligence that we talk about in these groups is like priceless. Like we get down to fine details. Like if you're ever privy to like be in like to get to know one of us and be in a group, like the intel is like far none. Like it's better than Google. Like our intel is better than Google, way better than Google can ever have. I just wanted to put that out there. So yeah, I appreciate the intel that you obtain in in South Africa in general. So Johannesburg, you mentioned like different areas you stayed in, and so my introduction to Johannesburg was Maboneng, and I did visit Sandton, and people was giving me pushback because I said I really wasn't a fan of Sandton. I was like the mall looks old, it doesn't look brand new like Gateway and Durban, and they like they pushing back, right? And then I went on Google and Sandton was built in like 1990 something or something like that. Yeah. You brought up Rosebank, and I never heard of that. So So what is your differences between Santon and Rosebank? What are
Guys. All right. Santon is more like, if you're in Atlanta, Santon is more like your business, professional area. So it's more like professionals and just malls, and you got to drive everywhere. Mm-hmm. Rosebank is more like Midtown. Mm. It's like, as long as you're by the mall, you can walk everywhere. It's like an upscale Mabune. You can walk to clubs, you can walk to the mall, and it's always people. And their mall is not like a Santon mall is like a normal mall. Right. They got like 3 of them. They got big malls in Santon, but they're all normal. There's regular malls. In Rosebank, the Rosebank Mall, it's like a indoor-outdoor mall. So the outdoor part of it has like restaurants, and has like one restaurant and like 2 restaurants that turn to clubs late night. And you can walk from the mall to Montana and Sumo and Opera. Opera is like the club before the club. So Opera is like the early club in Rosebank, and then after Opera, you could go to Montana or Sumo, depending on which day of the week is. You know what I'm saying? So, what I like about Rosebank the most, in that picture on thumbnail, that's Rosebank. Okay. It's always people walking around. It's girls always walking around. It's tourists walking around. And the clubs are like right. You can walk to the clubs, and it's upscale. That's why I like it. It's like Midtown pretty much. But you gotta stay right by Rosebank Mall. There's a lot of Airbnbs and hotels right by the mall. When you're there, you can walk everywhere. That's why I like it.
Okay. Is it dress club? Do it feel like you gotta dress a certain way going to these spots?
Nah, not really. I feel like Santon has more of those type of clubs. Some clubs in Santon are cool, but some clubs in Santon you really gotta be dressed up, or they ain't fucking with you at all. You really gotta dress up. But Rosebank is more like it's Newcastle. I think it's a restaurant in the plaza, Rosebank Mall, Newcastle, and it turns to a club late night. It's just regular people in there, vibing and drinking. But Montana, it's not really about dressing. On Saturdays, bro, you gotta bring it, bro. They popping bottles like America in Montana, but it's all baddies. But Sumo is open Sundays and Tuesdays, and it's and the quality of women the same level as Montana. It just you don't got as much dudes popping bottles and stuff. So like Sumo on Tuesdays was my like go-to. Sumo, that was like my favorite club in Johannesburg. Sumo on Tuesday.
Okay, yeah. When I go in December, I arrive on a Tuesday, so I'm gonna check it out. I want to get into popping bottles, but I want to mention I noticed that what South Africans like, or South African women like about South Africa is different than what Black Americans like. Like, from my opinion, like a lot of South Africans, they love Johannesburg, they rave about Santon. But then a lot of Black Americans come, they like, they rave about Durban, and they rave about, like you said, Rosebank, for example, or even Maboneng. I actually like part of Maboneng, and a lot of South Africans they wouldn't be caught dead there. So,
right. A lot of them, yeah.
It's interesting, like how we what we like versus what they like. So I was just,
But like, cause don't get it twisted, Maboneng, I actually got like a tour I recorded on my YouTube channel, but on Maboneng I got a tour, and Maboneng is cool as shit if you stay on Maboneng and you can just walk to the clubs and walk here, walk there. It's cool as shit. But when you leave Maboneng and CBD, that shit rough as a motherfucker, bro. Because my first time down here, I Ubered to the name of the street, but I got dropped off on the wrong side. I'm like, where the fuck I'm at, bro? That shit look rough, bro. I mean, it look real rough. You got dudes in the corner looking at you. I was kind of nervous. I was trying to find it. I got lost, and I just Ubered back to Santon because I couldn't figure it out. I think it's my first time going on there. But if you stay in the right areas in Maboneng, it's cool as shit because you can walk to all the clubs, and it's a cool vibe out there when you're in that area. You know what I'm saying? But outside of Maboneng, CBD is rough. And you're right. A lot of people from Rosebank and Santon will not go to CBD of Maboneng. They're not going there. So I tell all dudes, just be aware. If you stay in Mabune, it's no point in even partying in Rosebank and Santon because the girl's not coming to see you. They're not coming there. They're not. They're not coming. They're not coming to see you. The girls that party in Rosebank and Santon are not coming that way. So I feel like Rosebank is the best choice because Rosebank is actually in between, in the middle. It's like Mabune is Rosebank and Santon up here. So you're in Rosebank, you can get to Mabune quick and get to Santon too, the clubs and Rosebank clubs.
Oh yeah,
so, yeah.
That's good. Yeah, that's good intel, man. Yeah, it's funny because like Mabune CBD, I'm gonna say this: some YouTubers they might not want to. They might not be built for that. You know what I mean? Because if you look like if you look soft, if you look scary, you know what I mean. They might try to try you. Because I was nervous too. Like I've been to like I live on the East Coast, so like Newark, New Jersey, Camden. Like I felt like I was like, damn, this shit remind me of like Camden. Like I seen dudes everywhere. People like I never seen so many men in one place just hanging outside.
Hey, yeah. Hey, if you see the video, I was with Checkwit. I was nervous as shit. And he was talking like, damn, bro. I'm like, man, where the fuck we going at, bro? I was like, what the because he's so like he ready to walk through the back alleys, and I'm like, bro, he got his camera out and I'm like, you bold motherfucker. And I'm watching the people watching him. He got the camera and people watching him. And I'm like, man, but you bold, bro. So he's like, man, put your camera like, man, maybe later, bro. But yeah, it looked rough down there. But after I really learned the area, I got a tour and I got a homeboy down there. And he took me to you gotta go to Soweto. I got to plug in Soweto. I went to Soweto. I had a blast. But my homeboy, he showed me around. Now I kind of know how it is now. But when I first got there, I was nervous as shit, bro. Because it was like how you say, there's just so many dudes standing on the corners looking at you and everything like that. So yeah, man. So I had to get used to. Once I realized it was kind of cool. As long as you're in the right areas, it's all good.
Now, this is one thing that, and this is my limited experience in Johannesburg. I didn't really like. I feel like the clubs I went to, when people recommended, it was always more dudes than women. And when I went to Durban, I felt like it was either balanced or it was a little bit more women. Like how was the ratio of men and women from which you experienced?
Mabune, bro, you will always see more dudes than women. Even though they're not flexing and showing off as much as Santon and Rosebank, those clubs, the girls may be easier. You got to do less. It's always more dudes in CBD areas. It's more dudes down there. Now, you start going to Rosebank and Santon, the real clubs, it's all girls. You see that video on my short with the line? What they do is, in Rosebank and Santon, a lot of those clubs, they let all the women come in for free. Okay. So they let all the women come in for free, and the women come there early. So most dudes, I like going to clubs early too. So it's just me and all the girls in line. I'm like, what the fuck? But I see I was paying attention. What they do is they let all the girls in for free, and then all the dudes, you gotta buy a section. But when you get a section, it's already a flock of girls begging to come in your section. Sit down. They want to sit down. They don't know where to sit at. So they pack the club with girls and they got to sit down somewhere. So all those Montana clubs, I feel like if you go to Johannesburg with a group of dudes, you'll win. But you just got to understand what's going on. You get a section in Montana or Sumo, like girls gonna sit with you. Cause they let the girls like sit everywhere early. But when the sections come, y'all gotta leave unless he wants you. So the sections they got kicking the girls out of all the sections. So the girls they kind of like they begging to get in people's sections and stuff. So that's how once you learn the game like this, it's kind of easy to win because they pack the club with girls early, and then the girls all want to get in the section. So if you're the section, you can win.
Wow. So I ain't gonna lie, like I'm a pretty like when I travel by myself, like I'm not too shy, but I can't see myself getting a section by myself and then just having like a bunch of women because it's like I need some homies with me. You know what I mean? I would need some homies with me, like
But you know what?
you know.
I was the same way. But in South Africa, Durban to be exact, I had to do it because it was like no other way. Because I was getting catfished on Tinder or whatever, and so I'm like, man, what the fuck? And I got this huge place and shit wasn't going right. But then I kind of pushed me out there. But but I'm saying sumo, you'll be good though. Tuesday, I'm trying to tell you because it's cool, bro. It's cool, and then you can tip your waiter or guards security, and they'll grab some of the girls you want. You know, like go grab them or see what you want. They'll be your wingman. And sometimes if it's just you by yourself, they'll put you with another dude by yourself. Y'all can show them bottles just to make y'all look better with each other, and then y'all can still get the girls. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always those clubs. They don't do it in like CBD, Mabune. You don't see this Mabune, but in Rosebank and Santa, those clubs, they pack the clubs with girls early. So once you're in the section, there's already girls there waiting to get in your section. So sometimes you by yourself, the club will put you with another dude by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So so that kind of worked out for me a few nights like that.
How much?
Huh?
Oh, I was gonna ask you real quick. How much they charge for sections?
Oh, you gotta buy a bottle probably like $100 dollars, something like that, a bottle. But some of the bigger sections, you gotta get like a bigger bottle, so like $150 or something for like the it just depends, 100 to 200, something like that in between. Okay. But you just buy a bottle of liquor, the section comes with it, so.
Okay.
Ain't nothing too crazy, you know.
Okay. So another thing about Santon I didn't like was that, and I went after the pandemic, but I felt like things closed. I feel like things closed a little earlier, some places, and then I also felt like things wasn't in walking distance in Santon as well. I know you mentioned about how close things are in Rosebank walking distance. Did you notice the same thing as far as like walking in Santon and getting around?
Yep. That's the reason why later in the trip I enjoyed Rosebank more, because in Santon you can't really walk around. You have to drive everywhere in Santon. So that's why later on I really didn't enjoy Santon that much. When I first got there, like it looks nice, it looks so pretty. I see why they're like proud of Santon, because it looks so nice, it's so modern, it's so nice, big malls, big hotels and all that stuff. But you got to Uber everywhere. It's not then it's just all the professional crowd. But that's why I like Rosebank so much, because you can just walk to the mall. Like we can wake up in the morning, you can walk to the gym, you can walk to the mall, you can walk to the restaurants, you can sit at the restaurants all day. It's always people walking by, girls walking by, like it's alive. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I enjoyed Rosebank, because you can walk around. So my last week there, I was in Rosebank, and now if I'm in Johannesburg, I'm in Rose. I'm not staying nowhere else besides Rosebank, nowhere else. Mabune, I might stay in Mabune one night, because I want to just stay down there and just be able to walk to all the clubs and all that one night. But besides that, Rosebank.
Yeah, I'm gonna credit you for putting me on the Rosebank, man. So
appreciate it.
I'm gonna credit you with that, man. So I'm curious about, like, the spending money culture, because you talked about, like, you said Montana sumo. Some days they come with it, especially Nigerians. Like, do they go harder than guys like in Atlanta and Houston, or is it about the same?
It's on the same level, because in Montana, to get in certain, it's like a bar in the middle, and like VIPs around it and outskirts. But certain areas, you can't sit there unless you got like a VSOP Hennessy or something. You got to get like one bottle or two bottles in certain sections. So it's on the same level. And those dudes be having, like, you know what I'm saying? You got to get like the real bottles. I mean, I don't think they're as bad as America. They weren't really popping like bottles all night long. But certain sections, you had to get the real bottle. You couldn't get the regular Hennessy. You got to get like the VSOP, or some dudes getting EXO and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that money it cost a little bit more. So you got it. Montana, they was bringing it though. Like, you know what I'm saying? They was having like bottles and stuff and just, you know what I'm saying? And yeah. And dudes be like spending money too and kicking money with the girls too on a high level. So like, yeah, so Montana on Saturday. For me, it was cool, but it was just too much. I prefer sumo on Tuesday because it's the same owner owns sumo and Montana. So I think Montana is like Thursday and Saturday, and sumo is Tuesday and Sunday.
Okay. Was was people pulling up in whips like they do in Houston or Atlanta? Like, you know,
they got them out there, bro. They got all that foreign shit out there, bro. They got it, bro. They got it. It's serious out there, bro. It's serious.
Okay. So those that love to go to you know, Cartagena, Sosua, and splurge and pop bottles and make it rain, you know, you got some competition there, man. You know the Nigerians out here, you know, they spend, you know, I mean, they spend big out there, you know.
But you know what though? But even when the Nigerians around, it's still enough. If you doing your thing, there's still enough girls to go around. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna still be all right if you're doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got a section, because the way they do it, honestly, the club setups to me is my favorite everywhere in Africa. Because I just like how they like the nightclubs. They pack the clubs with girls early, so it's already packed with girls. So when dudes get the sections, it's just girls, they lined up ready to get in your section. So it's enough girls to go around for everybody. But just you gotta get it.
Let me ask you this. Now, do you think women, how should I say this? Women respect that you, let's say you buy them drinks or let them come in your section? Because in the US, a lot of chicks are like, they'll drink up all your liquor. They'll kick it. They'll take pictures for the gram, all that stuff. And then when you try to like get up with them after the club, you know what I mean? They be like, oh, you know, I got to go home, or they be bullshit. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, do you think it's different when it comes to that?
It's real big different from the US because they're more straightforward.
Okay.
Some of them, they won't necessarily tell you, but if you start asking questions, they'll let you know. Then they might just come out. You know what I'm saying? If you like want to know, start talking to them, you'll see what their intentions are. Some may want money. Some may just want to hang out with you all night when you know what I'm saying? It just depends. But nah, they with the shits. If they in your section, they with you, and you just got to talk to them and see what type of chick she is. You got to feel her out. Because some chicks, even in Santa and Rosebank, some chicks just want to hang in your section, drink, and do the hubbly hookah, and then they cool with that. They happy, and they gonna roll with you in at night. Some chicks, they got a price tag, so it's better off just to talk to them and see where they head at. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's what I'd recommend. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's more the price tag is more in Rosebank and Santon area. Mabune and more in that area, you get more like just the good vibe because dudes that are really ain't on that. It's more a vibe. That's why it's more dudes than girls on it, you know. So it's easy for you to just, you know what I'm saying? Because I think Check was in Mabune.
Okay.
And he was doing this thing with regular chicks in Mabune though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was doing the regular chicks, but you start going to Rosebank and Santon, they want that bag. And sometimes the bag is cheaper than hanging out with them. For the girls that want to hang out, they want to order the hubbly. They want to. You gotta get a bottle. You gotta get a bottle. So hanging out with them is with non-pros and Santon and Rosebank costs more than just paying. To be honest.
You're right. I'm gonna get into that. Lozy said, he said, why do you guys overrate Nigerians? This is South Africa, where you find the richest black in Africa. No, it's we are being in America. You know, especially like cities like Houston, where there's a lot of Nigerians. You know, we notice that a lot of them with money, you know, they like to spend pop bottles. You know what I mean? So, and you know, a lot of similarities we see in South Africa. Honestly, it's women in South Africa that give this information. They're the ones say that, you know, Nigerians are more generous with their money. they tend to like, spend more. And a lot of people say South African men are similar to Black American men in a sense that we don't really overspend. We don't really, some say stingy, you know what I mean? So I feel like, Black American men and South African men have a lot in common. And, when it comes to party and nightlife, Nigerian men tend to be a little bit more generous, based on what women say, what I've seen living in Houston, and what a lot of people, see in South Africa. So it's not a bad or good thing. Everybody eat and get money. It's just it's just the observation that, some groups of people tend to be a little bit more generous and free with how they spend money. So, that's kind of where that comes from. He said Nigerians live to impress, unlike Black Americans and Black South Africans. We are used to money, brother. No, that's a good point. There's no shade towards Nigerians either. Like, I love what they do. I love all my brothers and sisters. But just calling out observations. I want to talk about like the expectations of you spending bread, because when I went to I didn't experience this in Johannesburg, but when I went to Cape Town a couple 2 years ago, I remember meeting someone, and the place was like, we went to a club and it was empty, right? It wasn't a lot of people there. And she like, let's get a bottle and a hookah, bubbly. And I'm just like, if I buy a bottle, like I want it to be packed, Like they bringing out sparkles, like I don't want to spend money and it's not packed yet, but it's like, but to your point though, a lot of chicks feel good when you spend money. It was one chick I hung out with, Mabo name. It was just me and her. She wanted me to buy a bottle of Hennessy. I'm like, we're not gonna. It's just two of us. Like, I don't drink like that, and we're not gonna finish a whole bottle. And she like, well, you could take the bottle with us. So it is an expectation of like, spending money, like that. So how should guys approach, let's say, SA that may not want to be spending money, like, buying bottles and hookah all the time? Like, how should guys approach SA?
I would recommend at least you pick one night and go out. And once depends on how much time you have there, I feel like you should at least go out one night and just go all out, because like if you go online, Tinder is always a hit and miss on Tinder. It's a diamond in the rough on Tinder, or you might catfish or whatever. But if you don't want to spend a whole lot, I recommend partying in Mabune. It's another area. I can't think of my name, but it's Mabune. It's another area, and even those areas, they got bottles too over there too. But you got a better chance just on some like just low key. But besides that, I recommend just going to one club hard one night and just getting all the phone numbers you want that one night, and just, do it like that. Don't do it every night. But if you don't want to really pop bottles, I would stay Mabune area. In the other area, I can't think of it on top of my head. I'll tell you later so you can tell your audience. But it's two areas in CBD where you should be normal and just be cool and talk to girls and all that stuff. But in Sandton and Rosebank, you gotta get a bottle, especially the real clubs. Especially the real club. They ain't no way around it. And it's another area that's north of Sandton. It's like nice subdivisions, and they got like restaurants and bars, and they got like whole other areas where they be kicking at. And I went there early. With a chick one time, and it was dudes buying the bottles of Hennessy. Like, not even like this on like some 3 p.m. Friday type shit. I'm like, damn. So it's normal. So you have to, you know what I'm saying? You can't get around it if you want the bags at the club. So I would just recommend you either pick one night and go hard, or just pipeline real hard and try to video call or something, or hang in CBD, Mabune, in that area. Because that's the only way, because you go to Rosebank and Sandton, you can't get around it. News Cafe was cool too. News Cafe was cool, but they didn't have the baddies. The baddies went there though. The baddies went there though. Rosebank and Sumo. That's what the baddies was at though.
So, what do you think is? Do you think Durban is cheaper than Johannesburg, or do you think it's about the same?
think it was around the same. Around the same.
Okay.
Maybe Durban might be a little cheaper. Because you know, Johannesburg, a lot of black people got money out there in Johannesburg. I feel like the bar is a little bit higher in Johannesburg.
Okay.
I feel like in Durban, once you find your lane or you find shit that fuck with you, thing about Durban, it wasn't a whole lot going on during the week. But once you found your lane and your chick, whatever, it's no competition during the week. Johannesburg always got some shit going on, you know what I'm saying? And it's been real heavy out there in Johannesburg. So yeah.
Okay. I want to real quick. So how was load shedding? Because we're gonna transition to Kenya. We're gonna transition to Kenya in a minute. How was dealing with load shedding, and did you experience it? I didn't really experience it, maybe one time, but how was the load shedding situation? And explain to people what load shedding.
So you know, load shedding is I guess something going with the power. So it keeps changes every day, which level to go from level 1 to level 4. You lose power for 2 hours to 3 hours, like once a day, sometimes twice. And my first hotel, I was in a hotel at first. It was an Airbnb hotel. And I guess I kept leaving the hotel during load shedding. So I was like, oh shit, we don't even have it here. I'm like, oh, I don't have it here. But then as soon as I said that shit, it started like catch me, and you have to download the app. It's an app, ESP or something like that, and it tells you you put in your region you're at, and it tells you where the load shedding's at. So I kind of got used to it, and yeah, I got caught a lot. You just got to be like playing around it. Once you got the app and you got your region in it, it tells you what time the load shedding is. But my last 2 Airbnbs, I had a generator. So I finally got used to load. So I finally got used to it. When I got used to it, my last 2 Airbnbs, I had a generator, so it didn't even bother me. So if you don't want load shed, just make sure you ask your Airbnb host, do you have a generator? Because there's a lot of places with generators, though. You know.
Okay. Steve-O, I'm gonna get to your. We're about to kind of get to your question, the differences. And then shout out to you, bro. And then Steven, he said, hey guys, I'm going to Cape Town in March. What would you recommend to meet nice females? I would say that they have rant. Well, rant, what depends on what you mean by nice. They got Rands on Sundays. Rands is a highly recommended spot on Sundays. I still have to explore more Cape Town, so I couldn't really give you the ins and out. But you know, guys that I know that frequent Cape Town, they say Rands on Sundays. It's another spot on Sundays too. So really, when I went to Cape Town, I went on the wrong days of the week. So if you go to Cape Town, it's more of a weekend city. You know what I mean? So make sure you're there on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then if you got to leave, you can leave Monday or Tuesday. So that's how I would do Cape Town. But you know, Tinder, I don't really feel like it's a lot of options on Tinder and the dating sites. In that city, it's a really smaller city compared to Durban and Johannesburg. So but yeah, man, that's all I really could speak on as far as that. Load shedding is our nightmares. We did not grow up with that, but trust our leadership and people. This will soon be resolved. No, facts. All right, man. So I want to transition to Kenya, man, because one thing I noticed about traveling is that it's easy to appreciate it, but please keep the respect in the chat room, guys. I know, guys, you know, sometimes you get trolls and stuff like that, but I make sure we get rid of them. So when you travel to cities or countries back to back, you get a more realistic. You can compare easier versus, let's say, you going to South Africa and then 6 months later you going to Kenya, because you kind of like your memories are erased a little bit. But so you went from South Africa straight to Kenya, man. So just immediately, man, what are some immediately differences that you notice? Good and bad.
All right. Put this out here. I love Kenya and I love South Africa. All right. So immediately you see Nairobi compared to Johannesburg. In South Africa, you see more bad chicks everywhere. Thicker and bad. You just see more bad chicks everywhere. In general, compared to Nairobi, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I feel like Johannesburg compared to Nairobi, the upscale part looks way nicer. Like Sandton looks way nicer than with the Westlands. But CBD in Joburg looks way worse than the CBD in Nairobi.
Okay.
It's more extreme. It's more extreme. And I would say in Nairobi, with women, you may have to look a little bit harder to find the better chicks compared to South Africa. But I feel like here they're more clingy. They'll latch onto you faster in here than South Africa. I mean, they'll fuck with you in South Africa. I feel like they'll really like the better chicks will cling onto you faster here. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like why I think Kenya doesn't really have like a flex culture out here.
Okay.
So Nigerians, even in the best clubs, gym nights, it's Nigerians showing off. So most of the time I hear the girls, you don't really. You can have a bottle, but it's more for like drinking, not for showing off. They want to drink. They don't really want. They don't care that you had a bottle to show off in Kenya. They care you got a bottle so they can drink with you because they want to drink. You know what I'm saying? So they drink more. It's more like a college, a smart college, young professional energy in Kenya. And I think like people with jobs get paid more, with good jobs get paid more in South Africa. So in Kenya, you'll meet more professional women that are more down to earth, that just want to genuinely fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So like those, like I've been back here for, I come like every year, but I've been here for like a week and a half now, and those like the first things that popped up in my head.
Okay. So at a lot of the travel community, shout out to Austin Holloman. He's really been speaking, positive things on Kenya compared to all the countries he's been to, and I think Kenya is still his favorite country so far in Africa. I can't wait till he visit South Africa. But one thing that we're gonna get into some fine details as well. But one thing that I read or heard about Kenya, things that are not attractive to me. I heard it's a little cooler because it's high altitude, like Ethiopia and Johannesburg are cooler cities. You need a jacket sometimes. So the weather, and then also So talk about the weather, and then talk about just the cost, like the cost of travel going out, transportation, Airbnb, and stuff like that.
Well, the weather compared to Johannesburg, now I just came from here. I feel like the seasons are changing since I've been here, and it's like it's turning to summertime now. It's like it's still like it's cold sometimes, and it gets warm some days. I feel like wintertime is almost over. It's like it's going from wintertime to like summertime right now. So some days it'll be chilly, and some days it's really, really warm. And as far as like cost, it's really reasonable. Like Ubers everywhere, I pay like $2-3 to get anywhere I'm trying to go at. Hanging out is pretty reasonable. Like bottles, I pay like $50, $60 in the club, and it comes with the section or whatever, or your table or whatever. And food, I think food and housing might be a little bit more than South Africa. I think it might be a little cheaper in South Africa. So that speaks to the like dynamic. I think like food and like maybe if you go in the outskirts maybe cheaper, but I think in the city, food and housing maybe a little bit more than South Africa. And people get paid more in South Africa than here. I think people with good jobs get paid less here. So it's more of a hustle mentality here. You know what I'm saying? Because people get paid a little bit less, and it's still like, you know what I'm saying? So they're trying to, and the weather, we are back to the weather. I'm here, it's pretty warm now. It's reasonable now. I feel like it's changing. It's going to summertime. I think there's summertime is opposite of ours. So yeah, so I think it's turning summer. It's pretty warm right now. Like 75 since I've been here, 75 every day, 75, 76.
Okay, so I noticed that there are a lot of South African women that have moved to Kenya, or or interested in Kenya. Like, some have taken jobs. So even though you say people get paid more in South Africa, I'm curious why a lot of them have moved to Kenya.
All right. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if you
freezing up a little bit, yeah.
So why is Kenya one of your favorite?
All right. Kenya, Nairobi in particular. Yeah. Okay. Nairobi in particular is one of my favorites because it's the energy of the people. And it's like, I went to college for like 3 years in the US, SCSU, and like the energy here reminds me of like college, and the people who rock with you, they genuinely rock with you. And like, even though I had homeboys out there in South Africa too, they were cool. We would hit the club sometimes, but like in Kenya, my local homeboys, like they really like ain't no like begging me for money, none of that shit. We hit the club, like meet me at the club. They pick me up, they come to the crib, they invite me to their crib. Like they genuinely like rock with me, you know what I'm saying? And when I find my chick, I do got a chick out here. Like she's so like clean. She wouldn't leave me if I wanted to. I think she'll fucking, if I try to leave her, she wouldn't let me, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the relationships with people, it's really like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's really like why I like Kenya so much. You know what I'm saying? It's like people, when they rock with you, they really rock with you. And I feel like a lot of places, people just drink in clubs. They have fun in clubs. But when you get them home, like Ghana was like that for me. People drink in clubs, but if you're just chilling, people real mellow, chill, boring. Kenya, they super entertaining, bro. I'm gonna leave my apartment. My chick, she drinking, she talking, she dancing. It's like I'd be so entertained in my apartment. It had me spoiled. That's why I went to South Africa. I was thinking it would be the same type of thing, so I wasn't really planning on even going out that much. Because I'm in Kenya, I don't have to go out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because the chick's so entertaining when you're just around them. They're like fun to be around. You know what I'm saying? Even though like South Africa, they're super bad. Like you don't see more bad chicks, thick chicks, no matter what. But like in Kenya, the girls just more entertaining to be around in your apartment. Just you and her and liquor. Like you're gonna have fun. You don't want to go nowhere. She'll be tracked like making jokes, drinking. Like you don't have to go nowhere. They're so entertaining. So that's why I like fucking Kenya. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm number one.
That's interesting because Austin mentioned about people being more friendly, or the women being more friendlier. He even
they do give choosing signals out here too. Though. Choosing signals. One more thing, they give choosing signals out here too. If she like you, if a Kenyan girl like you, bro, she'll walk up and talk to you and tell you she like you, bro. In the club, if you go to like Ibiza or certain clubs and you're dressed super nice, they'll approach you, bro. They'll approach you or look at you and like they'll give you choosing signals if they like you too. They'll walk up to you. They're real forward if they like you. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Shout out to Just John, man. I appreciate the $5 super chat, man. Hopefully that information I sent, has been that you asked for, man. Appreciate the super chat. Let's see. Chain Smoker, he said, tell him about Kenya, bro. Can't believe it's 2 years already. Okay. I think this brother know you. He said SA clubs are about class and environment, just like the developed country. You find different market, and I believe most FBA dudes fit in many market, especially middle income and high income. So so as far as Kenya women being a little bit more, let's say, friendly and fun, is that more important than like being with the baddest chick, or you know what I mean, or do you need the best of both worlds? Like you need to have both. You can't just pick one or the other.
Good question. Good question. I was thinking about this a lot too, because in South Africa, you see more bad chicks on a regular. You see more bad chicks in the clubs. You see more bad chicks in the clubs, just everywhere. You see more bad chicks. But I feel like in Kenya, if you find them, it's easier to get them on your like, you know what I'm saying, system. But I think the real bad chicks are almost on the same level everywhere. But to me, here it's easier. You don't see them as much as South Africa, but when you find the ones you like and you rock with them, it's easier to get them on your, like, they really rock with you. So that's okay. You know what I'm saying. South Africa, you see more of them, but like to me, the fun is really, it's a little bit. I enjoy it because I like their personality, but for me, I think for here it's just like, because every place I've been so far, if you go to Accra, Ivory Coast, the bad chicks, they know they bad, bro. They want that bag. West Africa's the worst. West Africa's worse than South Africa, bro. And it's funny, I often get a lot of pushback what you say about Ghana, but a lot of stuff he's saying I know is true, but I wouldn't say it publicly because, you know what I'm saying? So I laugh. I like watching this shit because I know you're being honest. But West Africa ain't no fucking joke, bro. They spend that bag, bro. And the bad chicks over there, they know they bad. Even though if you go to Ghana, you're gonna see the baddies in the club, but it's dudes, Range Rovers, and spoiling them and all that stuff too. They got real money in Ghana, bro. So like, it's expensive. They're not rocking with you unless you really. It's like Ghana is America. South Africa is close to it. No, serious. It is America. And Ivory Coast they on that West African money. That shit was super expensive. Ivory Coast, bro. Super expensive, bro. It was bad, but it just cost too much. So yeah, man. So for me, huh?
No, I'm gonna say real quick. Here's the thing. You know what I mean? You know, in my opinion about West Africa is that when you are in environments where there's a few baddies and a lot of average looking women, the baddies kind of control how dudes spin. Like South Africa, like most of the chicks are fine. So you know what I mean? So getting a bad dime a dozen, so they don't really create competition between men. But when you go to West Africa, it creates competition against men because, you know, Nigerian men, they love nyash, which is big booties. That's why they, you know what I mean? It's not as many, believe it or not, it's not as many curvy women in West Africa as far as percentage wise as it is like in like Southern Africa, for example. A lot of guys, you know, it's hard for them to find that type of body they want in West Africa. So when they do see it in West Africa, like it's competitive. So I just wanted to just kind of throw that out there.
Yeah. The bodies in South Africa got they beaten West Africa by a landslide. But yeah, that money, you gotta have that bag in West Africa. But like back to Kenya versus South Africa. Mm-hmm. In Kenya, you don't see them as much, but once you know where they're at and you meet them, they locked in on you. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the dudes who really know where to move in Kenya, they're gonna like Kenya regardless because they're gonna have their baddies that rock with them heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Is Tinder better in Kenya than South Africa?
They both got their issues. A lot of catfish in South Africa on Tinder. A lot of catfish in South Africa on Tinder. On Tinder in Kenya, you have to go through a whole lot till you find one you like. You know what I'm saying? But they both have their issues. You know what I'm saying? But in South Africa, I got catfish a lot. South Africa, catfish a lot. In Durban too, man. It was it was bad. And then when they show up, they'll be mad if you want to leave and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful. So that,
really?
and that happened in Durban. It happened like me like 2 or 3 times my first week. So that's why I was having issues my first week. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, so I left Tinder. I went straight cold approaching in Durban. So I changed my whole game. I've been a club nigga for a long time in Houston, Atlanta, so I know how to do it. But I wasn't on that. I was just like, you know what I'm saying? I got so like used to just, not doing it. So when I was in South Africa, I changed my whole setup, my whole game.
Yeah. Cold approach. Okay. And you really put a lot of guys on clubs like meeting women, because like you said, like some women you didn't they look regular, but some of them are like pickup, like basically like pickup club. And so I didn't know that really.
Yeah. But the thing about it though, they don't really see the pickup clubs, the girls. It's like they don't really see it as like how Dominican girls in Colombia, they just like they want the money and all that. It's more like that's just how they date. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like you see the girl, talk to her, say you can do this, you can do that, do it, and after that, every time y'all meet, the price get lower and lower and lower until you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Until she rocks you for real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, yeah. So it's like, I know, that's why I know a lot of dudes don't recognize semi-pros, but it is a real thing though. It's the in-between, because they got jobs, you know what I'm saying? They're not hardcore girls. They just feel like that's dating. They feel like if they gonna go home with you right away, you gotta put something in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? But it was big. But South Africa was big though. It was big in South Africa though. It was big though. And once you realize, you'll see when you go to clubs, you will see, bro, it be girls sitting around with cheap champagne. Those are all the girls that let the club for free, and they waiting for some dude to call them over, become their section.
Oh man. Oh, real quick, Lovely. Yes, this GMT Travels, he does have a YouTube. I make sure I linked his channel in the title. If Tim Howard is still out there, if you could put up GMT Travels YouTube channel again, appreciate it, man. Okay, I wanted to ask real quick about is there a difference between the Wi-Fi strength in Kenya and South Africa? Just curious.
Wi-Fi is better in Kenya. Like I'm screaming like in South Africa. I feel like sometimes if I put 2 cell phones on my Wi-Fi, it'll drop. Or I had a few experiences where like when the load shedding comes, even the generators will come on, the Wi-Fi will be messed up too. Even though I have power, the Wi-Fi will be messed up. But in Kenya, they got high speed internet here. So the dudes want to work like gotta work online. Mm-hmm. Kenya, like Austin say this a lot too. If you want to upload videos and do shit on the internet, it's fucking super easy here. Like they got high speed internet. You connect all your devices. You don't even gotta think about it. When I'm in Kenya, I got all my cell phones, laptops at the same time. I don't even think about it. In South Africa, sometimes most places, if I hook up like 2 cell phones, usually in like 2 hours they'll start they'll start like acting up or like knocking one of them off here and there, and like, oh yeah, it's too much. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, okay. Sometimes I gotta like turn it off, turn it back on. TV, like the router and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So internet, yeah, it's Kenya. No, I can't say Kenya, Nairobi.
Okay.
They got high speed.
How do you feel about speaking English? Because a lot of guys that travel to Latin America, we just got accustomed to pulling out the phone, using Google Translate.
It's the best. It's weird. Yeah. And here, it's funny, when I talk here, they don't think I'm American. Or they just can't understand. They don't even know where I'm from. In South Africa, as soon as I open my mouth, they know I'm from America. And that's just the weirdest thing to me. Because like, as soon as I talk in South Africa, they know I'm American. In Kenya, they don't really see you as like American. They just see you as a black man. Like they think you West African. That's it. They don't really talk like really you American really. Like they don't even like it's weird. Like they don't really. It's weird. Like South Africa's further away, but they can recognize me on my accent more in South Africa than here. It's weird.
Wow. Well, is it the difference between, like, let's say, are people in South Africa versus Kenya are more easy to talk with? And I'm prefacing that because I've spoken to women that speak English in like other African countries. You know, they speak English, but it's not the heavy accent, or maybe they're not as influent. But when I talk to South Africans, you know, some Africans that don't have great English, but most of the time it's like a fluid conversation. They understand what I'm saying in context. They understand some of the slang, the lingo, and it's like it's like a breath of fresh air just speaking your natural tongue. Is it like that speaking in Kenya as well?
Oh yeah. They speak great English here. They speak almost too much. They know American slangs. Everything. They slang. They know the lingo. They know everything in Kenya, bro. You don't have and to me, in South Africa and Kenya, they both have like I feel like most Black people outside of America, they learn English with like a British accent. So in Kenya, they have it too. Like they speak English with like a British accent, but they got a mix between that and their local language. They all speak like the 3-4 languages. You know, but in South Africa, they speak that you know what I'm saying? They speak those languages in South Africa. So so they got that kind of accent mixed with the British accent. And in Kenya, the same thing too. They speak Swahili and English here. So they speak English really good here. Real good. So that they're real, like this is a real like a professional environment, bro. They're like the reason I enjoy it just I think the reason I really fell in love with Kenya, it just reminded me of college so much. Like they're so smart and so like professional and so like sharp and but they speak real good English. You know, it's just like South Africa. And I feel like if you like South Africa, you like Kenya if you know how to move because they're kind of similar to each other. It's just small differences. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I think South Africa is just more like modern. It's good and bad. The rough side looks worse in South Africa, and the good side looks better in South Africa. And South Africa, you see more baddies everywhere. Okay, but they got them in Kenya too, though. They here, but you're just not gonna see them everywhere like South Africa. That's it.
Do you think that South Africa and Kenya are, you know, the best two countries? I'll say guys from the black American men would like out of all the countries in Africa. Do you think Kenya and South Africa would be, you know, the top two?
Yeah, I think especially if they know how to move and they know where to go. If you want a short vacation, you need information because my first weekend in Durban was slow. My first week in Nairobi, I wasn't really feeling it either. You know what I'm saying? So I think these are the best countries once you learn how to move, and once you know what's going on and how to move and what's what, and know where to go at to get what you want. Because in Johannesburg and Nairobi, you can get whatever you want. You gotta know where to go at.
Right.
So once you figure out where to go at to get what you want, it'll be all right for you.
Okay. Who got the edge on nightlife?
Huh?
Who got the edge on nightlife?
That's tough. That's tough, bro. That's tough. But I'm be with you. SA, bro, got them baddies. It's bad, but South Africa got them baddies. But Kenya, bro, the vibe be unmatched, bro. The vibe, like I went to Gemini was alright. I went to Brew Bistro Friday. It almost felt like being in Latin America. Brew Bistro. It's like it was a few white boys in there. It's like that's like our club out here, Brew Bistro Westlands. On the weekends to jump. But the white boys, they do as American. They come like, "What's up, bro? What's up?" Talking. They was coming talking to me and shit, and like everybody talk. It's cool. It's just the vibe, bro. Everybody be dancing and stuff. It's just like I don't know. It just depends what you like. I think you like both of them. I think they different. You know what I'm saying? I think you can spend time with both of them if you know where to go at. You know what I'm saying? you would enjoy it. I can't say one is better than the other, but like it just depends what you want. If you just want like straight baddies everywhere, South Africa. If you're more a vibe person, but it's baddies here too though, bro. It's baddies. I went to gym last night, bro. It was some bad joints out there. I'll show you the video, or like I think I just posted on my YouTube. It was all baddies in that motherfucker. So you know what I'm saying? So it just depends. But just in general, I think it's less bottle popping culture in Nairobi. It's more like drink culture. So a lot of places people sit down and just drink and socialize. And I feel like it depends where you're at in South Africa. Johannesburg and Sands is more bottle popping. In CBD area, that area in Mabonde is more like the vibe too. So it just depends, man. They both got a lot of spots too. You just gotta find. It depends if you can find your lane in the city that you like, because they both got a lot of spots. Because Ibiza, because I can't lie, Austin put me in Ibiza. I'm like, damn, I come here every year. I didn't even know what the fuck Ibiza was, and I had a good time. And chicks be trying to holler at you in that motherfucker, like call her friend over to call me over, a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And give me your phone number, a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. It just depends, bro. It's different vibes. You should do both.
That's a good. I always say, if you go to Africa for the first time, try to hit up 2 countries. Make sure you plan a trip long enough where you hit up 2 countries. I agree. There was a comment left earlier about feminism, but I wanted to know if you noticed anything. So shout out to O'Shea and his Kinganda channel. They did a stream talk. They was comparing Kenya and Uganda women, right? And they were saying that Kenya, the economy is getting better, there's more opportunities. And he said that, and a lot of men, African men said in Kenya, they see, women kind of changing like a little bit as far as like in Kenya, as far as, them being more westernized in their thinking, being not as submissive, not as, women that, may seem like not really marriage material in a lot of extents. So even though from America, we may not see those differences. We may still see them as soft and nice and gentle. Africans, they're saying that they see like, the effects of maybe feminism, and some women, they change their ways, because of more opportunities. And then, South Africa, there are more opportunities in other parts of Africa, even though compared to US, there's not as many opportunities there. So do you think that women that have opportunities are still humble, or do you see differences, or what's your opinion on those places where women have more opportunities in Africa?
Yeah, I do see feminism is definitely here. Kenya and South Africa. Feminism is definitely here. But it's just on a different level. It's not as bad as America, and they don't have the same power that they have in America. And it depends where you meet them at. And like, I think that it's better to meet a girl that doesn't go to a club much, or just it depends where you meet her at. If you meet her through somebody, or like not, if she's not a club girl. Because I even got homeboys here said like, listen, bro, you meet chicks that don't go to clubs. I met a dude last night. He showed me his girlfriend in Kenya. I'm like, what? I'm like, bro. You know what I'm saying? Super bad. She go to clubs. So you got like, it's feminism in these countries. You're going to see them around. But once you know how to move, you can get around that. Because a lot of dudes, their girlfriend be bad and don't be in no clubs. And they're not infected with the feminism. You got to take care of her, though, to keep her away from that shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely here, though. The feminism is definitely here. But you can get around it, though. You definitely get around it. Because I was in the club talking to dude last night. And we was chopping it up, local dude. And he was telling me, he was like, listen, as much bad chicks you see in this club, most bad chicks in Kenya don't even hit clubs. So you got to really know where to meet them at outside of clubs to get the chicks that not ruin the stuff. Because I feel like most of the club culture and all that stuff kind of ruins chicks in this mess of too many dudes everywhere, even in South Africa. Because I met some chicks who were like super bougie out there, like super slay queens. But then I meet other ones super humble. Kenya's the same way too. Kenya's the exact same way. They got the feminists, the ones that talk too much, talk back, all that stuff. Then you got the cool ones too. So it's like you gotta like learn how to navigate. But they around, definitely around. But but I think they just passed a law in Kenya that gives fathers more rights or whatever. So Kenya, to me, honestly, I felt more feminist in Uganda than Kenya, to be honest, and I was shocked.
Wow, you right. You got a point there.
Because maybe it was just a club chick. I know Uganda chick that don't really club. She was traditional. She was a brother. She was traditional, but like just clubbing, hanging out, meeting chicks. I was shocked too because in my mind I thought Uganda would be more like traditional, but I think in the villages they maybe are in outside the city, but like the actual club girls you meet out in nightlife, they was worse Kenya because Kenya to me the Kenyan girls their top layer is more like that, but they're like that's just a top layer. They're sweet besides after that shit. It's just a front, you know what I'm saying? They seem tougher than what they are. But the Uganda girls in the club wise. I'm like, damn! I was shocked. That's why I kind of got turned off when I got there because it was like my last place. My pile was going out, and I'm like, damn, they real. I don't know if O'Shea helping the feminist cause over there or whatever, but it just I felt a lot more feminism in Uganda, bro, than Kenya. And I was shocked too. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I do know Uganda girls that don't club, and they're real traditional. So they were more like. I feel like the Kenyan girls are just more like in between. The Uganda girls, they were more like either super feminist or super traditional.
Right.
So you gotta you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. It just depends. I feel like you gotta learn later. You need time. You need time to meet the right people.
That's a good point because I've interviewed. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh no, so I interview I've interviewed women of Uganda and Kenya, and what I noticed is that a lot of Ugandan women they do have a little. Some can be a little bit more masculine, like they can talk back to you. They just don't have the economic opportunities to push them to that next level. Like Kenyan women seem more softer. But they have more opportunities. But if Uganda had the same opportunities in Kenya, I think Uganda probably would be more feminist because they already got it. They're just waiting for them. They're just waiting for them to really.
They're way more, bro. I was shocked too, bro. I was shocked because in my mind, I thought like everybody else. I thought in my mind I was thinking Uganda was more traditional, all that stuff. But nah, bro, they're changing. And what I noticed. A lot more Uganda women go to Dubai and stuff. In Kenya, you don't see that much Kenyan women in Dubai. I mean, I haven't. Let's say not really, but Uganda, a lot of the bad Uganda chicks, they all go to Dubai. They all, it's like we're going back to West Africa. When it's the less of the baddies, they want more. And the local dudes in Uganda, they show off. See, that's something you won't know till you go there. The local dudes in Uganda, they spend that money in the club. Kenyan dudes, they got money. They players. They cheap. You know what I'm saying? Kenyan dudes don't really they're not really trying to flex. Then I mean, Nigerian dudes do it, but like the Kenyan dudes be more like chill. They want to have a good time. But Uganda dudes, I was shocked. I went to a club in Uganda. I'm like, oh shit, these niggas go hard. They popping bottles, going hard. Like they be flexing hard in Uganda. So you got. You know what I'm saying? So you got to put that, then you got to realize it's not that much bad as Uganda either. So the ones that are bad, they know they bad, and they going to Dubai. If she bad in Uganda, she knows she bad, and a lot of them go to Dubai. When I was there, all the bad joints were like, I got to get out of here. I'm going to Dubai. So most of the bad chicks be moving around in Uganda, Kampala. So you meet one, you know what I'm saying? She's going to be exposed to something, you know what I'm saying?
That's true. I noticed a lot of them talk about wanting to go to the Middle East. They say for jobs, but you getting more than just a job going to these Middle Eastern countries. You know what I mean?
You already know.
I wanted to answer this question. Cool Breeze said weed is basically legal in South Africa. What about Kenya? If you
Oh
answer that.
no, Kenya, bro, you going to jail.
Oh wow. Okay.
Weed is a big deal out here, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And if you do get caught, bro, pay the police off right away, because it's a real serious. It's illegal here. And I think the president he say he don't want weed in this country or none of that stuff. So people still do it here, but it's illegal. And if you get processed, you're gonna be in trouble. But in Kenya, the police officers, you can kind of pay them off. So it's better if you do get caught doing shit like that. You don't want to go to trial. Just pay. You go just pay. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna save yourself a lot of heartache.
Okay. Ronald Travel Alex, he asked to meet more professional women versus pros to get away from that there in Africa. Basically, is it easier to meet just regular professional women versus just resorting to just pros?
In Kenya, yeah, you can. Matter of fact, it's easy to meet professional women in Kenya. You gotta know like where they're at. That's the biggest issue with Kenya, with Nairobi. They're here and they're available on Tinder, a lot of them on Tinder. But like, if you go to Ibiza, place like that on the weekend, you're dressed nice. If you're like dressed nice, American like dressed nice, have a little bottle, whatever, you're gonna meet professional women there. You know what I'm saying? So you can definitely meet professional women in Kenya. And well, in South Africa, for me personally, the chicks that had real jobs and out there, they was like, I don't know, they were a little more harder than in Kenya. Kenya chicks with good jobs, are kind of more laid back.
Okay. Wow. More Fortune said Kenya passed a law where women can't take half of what the man has. Excuse the stream if y'all see a delay. I don't know what. Excuse the stream. Let's see. Tim Howard said, I can't wait to visit East and South African countries. Yeah. Like I said, I'll be going to South Africa, Uganda, and Tanzania. And your next trip is going to be where after Kenya?
I'm going to Tanzania, my last stop before I go back to the US. I'm stopping in Dubai, of course, but Tanzania, and my first time going there. But honestly, I'm looking forward to just like the sleep, bro. Because when I was in South Africa, it was new to me. So I was going every night, partying. Yeah. In Kenya, I know so much people. Everybody want to see me. Everybody want to help me, see me. You know what I'm saying? So I can't relax. In Kenya, like to me, this is a good night. So I clear my whole night for this. But so when I go to Tanzania, I'm going to enjoy just being chill during the week. But I heard the weekends I don't have to go nowhere. It's like Elements and Samaki, everything's right there. So I enjoy that. I don't have to explore nothing. I'm gonna like I did all my exploring in South Africa. You know, I'm kind of, you know what I'm saying, in Kenya, I'm kicking with all my friends and people I already know. So I'm going to enjoy Tanzania because I know on the weekends, all I got to do is go to Samaki and Elements, and I'm going to win. But on the week, I can just relax and just chill with just like, I don't know that much people. I can relax and just take some days off drinking, you know what I'm saying, and chill out. So I'm looking forward to Tanzania, to relax. Kind of freezing up. You're freezing.
Yeah, I don't know why it's freezing. Hold on 1 second.
All right. I can hear you now.
You good?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so how long are you going to do Tanzania for?
1 month.
1 month. Okay.
And I'm looking forward to Zanzibar. I heard in Tanzania you can take either a short flight or like a 30-minute or hour boat ride from Dar es Salaam to Zanzibar. I heard Zanzibar is real nice. So you take your old lady
It's
with
2 hours.
you, huh?
It's 2 hours. The ferry is like 2 hours,
Oh,
bro.
that ain't bad. All right. Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, I heard you go there. And I heard Zanzibar is real nice, super nice.
Yeah.
Take my shit like that with me. You know what I'm saying? Zanzibar, just chill out for like 2 days or some shit. You know what I'm saying? For a weekend, and just chill out. I heard it's real
Yeah,
nice, and it's like nice resorts, like $100 a night, bro. Like super nice resorts and shit, like $100 a night.
yeah. I'm gonna have to get intel from you when you go, man, because I plan on going to Zanzibar for a couple of days and Dar es Salaam um, to get it. Let me know if
Can't hear you. Yeah, I can't hear you.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Good. Keep breaking up now. Keep breaking up.
Hold on. Let me hold on, I'm gonna refresh my screen. Y'all bear with me 1 second.
All right. I'm moving back. I'm taking back.
But yeah,
I'll be right back.
hold on. All right. Yeah, let me know if it's buffering on y'all end as well. Apologies for that. I don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, I'll be going to Tanzania too. So it'll be interesting on his intel on Tanzania. So kind of prepare me to go and what to do. And I'm going to be doing more vlogging. I'm going to try to do a lot more in-person interviews with people when I'm out there. And my main objective is to really try to understand the culture, try to understand, how dating would be, so I can kind of share with you guys their perspective. And then also, I'm curious to see how me having a Colombian wife and her culture, how it is, how Colombian culture is compared to some of these African countries as far as being feminine, women being nice, or people looking for money. So I okay. Real quick, I'm gonna just hit refresh. Just give people a list of things they can do in Nairobi. I don't know if you've been to Mombasa yet, but let people know what you can do and for fun nightlife things of that nature.
Nairobi. All right. Break down Nairobi. All right. So, Brew Bistro Westlands on the weekend. That's pretty much our club. Brew Bistro Westlands on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? So all the gringos, the white boys, the black Americans, Brew Bistro Westlands. That's where you want to be at. You know what I'm talking about? And Gemini's on Friday and Saturday. That's more like where the Nigerians pop bottles at, and that's where the bad joints. When you catch the bad joints out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's Friday and Saturday or whatever. And Ibiza is more like the working class, regular people, professionals, nice. And pretty much it's two main areas in Nairobi. You got the Westlands, and you got Kilimani. The Westlands is pretty much like the upscale part of downtown, and they have like the most clubs in one area. They got the most clubs in one area. You know what I'm saying? So in the Westlands, you got Rubistro, you got Nairobi Kitchen. It's a bunch of clubs in one area. You got Milan, all of them in the Westlands, and Kilimani actually has the most clubs, but you got to drive around to Kilimani. So it's just I can't even name all of them. There's just so much to do. But your two main areas in Nairobi is gonna be Kilimani and the Westlands. Yep.
Okay. Kilimani and the Westlands. So I want to kind of like close talking about, brothers opening up to like check out Africa. Because my opinion is, because guys find a lot of reasons to not want to like check out Africa, whether it's the distance, whether they haven't seen enough receipts from guys, whatever the case may be.
Come on.
Why? Explain why black men. Hold on. Explain why black men won't say no to South Africa or Kenya after they visit. Why they won't, once they visit. Explain why they will come back, and they might not even want to go back to Latin America.
The biggest difference, I'm gonna say this because you're gonna get more of a GFE, like a more genuine experience with a chick you really like, that you really can have a conversation with, that you're attracted to, and that genuinely likes you. You know what I'm saying? Because even in Latin America, I mean, you're married, so you can find a decent chick in Colombia. But pound for pound in Africa, the chicks are going to want to fuck with you regardless. Like, it's not like more like that Latin America, just like in general, just like that, more like, even if a chick want money from you, it's not like on the same, it's not really like how Latin America is. It's not like, Latin America is more like, in general, it's just like they have that, culture for money and fun. And I'm saying, even here, if they want something from you, they want to fuck with you really too. So it's like you get more genuine relationships, and you get the bad chicks more that want to fuck with you, not just some short time or this or that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the biggest difference. Even though you can get probably more available fast chicks in Latin America,
right.
In Kenya or South Africa, you're gonna find more women that you're attracted to that really want to fuck with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you can like hold a conversation with and want to kick it with you. You know what I'm saying? That you want to really be around. I think that's the biggest difference. And you go once you experience that and actually like really being around a female that you would attract to a lot, that's gonna change it. I mean, that's what it was for me though. Because I used to listen to Sue, all that shit, all that quick shit all the time and everything. And if I learned Espanol, I probably would have stayed in Colombia more. But here it's just the relationships you meet with people. And even like the dudes fuck me. Like the dudes cool, the girls cool, in South Africa too. Like people are friendlier in Kenya than South Africa, but I think in South Africa, even when people want to be cool, they're cool in South Africa. When dudes like, oh yeah, when they want to meet you, when they want to be cool, I feel like in Kenya, people just cool for no reason. But they're both cool though, you know what I'm saying? So once they come here, it's gonna be hard to go back. Especially if you like the GFE, you like being booed up. If you like being booed up, it ain't not like that here, bro. I be having to, I had to clear my schedule for this interview.
Hey, I appreciate it. I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean, man. It is. I always say, man, before I went to Africa before I got married, and like I was so surprised that I probably had like 3 times as many Tinder matches as I did in Latin America in general. Like, and even when I said this a couple of times, when I went to South Africa, it was a woman approached me, was like, oh my God, like I find you, like you're beautiful. And I was like, I can't even think of a time a black woman in the US just approached me just to give me a compliment. Like,
yeah.
They don't even compliment like highly attractive dudes in the United States, whether just like an average looking guy. So just to see that in Africa, and then guys saying like the choosing signals in Kenya, like that is, guys are not getting that in Latin America. I mean, I'll take that back. You get women that look exotic. They never maybe been with a black guy. And some do find us attractive because we're different. But like Cool Breeze said, English is a game changer. I personally said I fell in love with black women again going to Africa because I had my issues with black women in the United States.
I remember you say that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
Bro,
a difference.
bro,
Go ahead. There's a couple
bro.
of questions for you too. Go ahead.
All right, my girlfriend out here in Kenya, bro. She red, bro. She pretty, and she's so clingy, bro. She would never happen in America, bro. Like bro. If I tried to leave, bro, she wouldn't let me, bro. And she red and she pretty and she clean. That shit would never happen in America. Even I probably can catch girl look like her, but not the way she fuck with me, bro. And she's smart too. I'm afraid for her to go to America, bro. Because even I put her on a channel, bro. Dude be hitting me, but I was like, hey, what's up with the red girl? Like, bro, that's my chick, nigga. everybody be hitting me up about her, bro. And she's so smart, bro. And she cook, she do all that shit, bro. And she talk, but she don't, but she traditional though. You know what I'm saying? So she may come across like she like super tough and shit, but she's so sweet though, and like cook all that shit, do everything I want. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting that shit in America, bro. I'm not getting that shit in America. That's what I'm saying. Like, and people be thinking, I was just talking, I was doing a group. I'm like, bro, they be thinking ain't no Red Bulls in Kenya, bro. They here, bro. You just gotta find them. You gotta find them, but they here.
No, you're right, man. I ain't gonna even lie. Like even as much as I dated in Colombia, even to my wife, like Colombians are very friendly and nice, but I find a lot of women in Africa, a little bit more nicer and sweeter, and less attitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the term with Latinas, they could be spicy Latinas, meaning that they could be feisty and stuff like that. And it could be a turn off for me at sometimes. It's cute, but sometimes it's like, I don't feel like being combative all the time. And so I notice that difference as well.
Yeah.
More Fortune asks, what's the name of the leaf Kenyan men chew? And then Anthony Michael asks, do women in Kenya cook clean?
You talking about cod? I think it's called cod.
Okay.
And it's not really Kenya. It's really some Ethiopian shit and Middle Eastern shit. They do it a little bit in Kenya. But they do it a lot. They do it a lot in Ethiopia. They do it a lot in the Middle East. They chew it. And Czech was doing it. I like Czech. I see Czech his last video. He was chewing. Like, bro, you chewing cod on camera? It's like it gets you like a mellow high. In Ethiopia, I did it one time. Ethiopia, but yeah. And then the women, they do cook and clean out here. Yeah, all cooking. Yeah, they cook and clean out here.
Okay.
Any more questions?
I didn't really see a lot of cooking when I was in South Africa. I didn't really see that. I didn't really see women like trying to get in the kitchen. They want to eat out and stuff like that.
Yeah. In Kenya, they cook in Kenya. They cook in Kenya.
Okay. I'm gonna ask about the food real quick. I just want to ask. I just want to point this out real quick. So the one thing that, and I plan on visiting Kenya, but the one thing that about Kenya and most African countries that keep me focusing on South Africa is the ability to own land freehold. So I don't know if you know about buying land and things like that, but most of the African countries, you can buy like 99-year leases, and some people can buy farmland freehold. So freehold means you own it outright, like you would in the U.S. In South Africa and 3 other countries, you can buy freehold, but Kenya, from my research, you can't buy freehold land. You only could do like 99-year leases. So, do you know anything or heard anything as far as like land ownership for residential?
In Kenya, I heard the same thing, 99-year lease and stuff. But a lot of foreigners live in Kenya and they got land and stuff, and it's like, who can take it from them? You know what I'm saying? So I know that's a lot 99-year lease, but after 99 years, what's going to happen? I'm not sure. But yeah, I definitely heard the same thing. I know in South Africa you can own it outright, but I think in Kenya you might just have to. I don't know. It's probably ways around it. You got to do somebody you trust, or just you have to figure something out. You should. I mean, if you have a family down here, if you got like a tribe or a family, or we can figure something out. Or we got to build our own network out here and just like a tribe of people that we can, you know what I'm saying, like just that we can put it part in some people's name or something. But it is a 99-year lease here. But I know it's a way around it because the foreigners own a lot of shit out here, bro. There's a lot of foreigners in Nairobi, bro. There's a lot of, and it's weird. It's funny that I've got to say this.
Mm-hmm.
The Indians and white people are way more arrogant in South Africa. In Kenya, they're friendly as shit. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. But the white people and the Indians are super friendly in Kenya. In South Africa, they fucking, you might find a cool white dude here or there, but they're mostly assholes. They got an energy about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed that in South Africa too. Like until they realize I was American, then they don't pull that bougie stuff. They kind of humble themselves. But I see how they treat South Africans out there.
Yeah, we don't play that shit.
Oh, real. Lastly, man, the food, man. So I love the restaurants in South Africa, but they were mostly like cuisines of other regions or cultures. I didn't really get into traditional South African food. If you experienced it, how was South African food, or how was their restaurant scene? And then compare it to like Kenya, their traditional food and their international restaurant scene.
In South Africa, honestly, I don't think nobody really cooked for me in South Africa. I ate out normal in South Africa. I'm like you. I ate out normal. Okay. I don't remember really eating traditional food. But in Kenya, they like to gali. It's like the chicken with some kind of like a mashed potato type thing they make, and vegetables. And you gotta eat it with your hand.
Oh yeah, like
and you gali. That's Kenya. They're gonna cook it for you, so you can get used to it. You come to Kenya, you gonna get your gali all day in Kenya. But damn, I'm trying to think. I didn't get no traditional food. Anybody cook for me in South Africa? Shit, you're right. I don't think nobody cook for me. See, damn. Kenya, they cook for you though. See, I'm trying to think. Damn, nobody cook for me. Shit, I don't even remember it in South Africa. Oh yeah, maybe once. Once. That's about it.
How is Kingali? Is that good? How does it taste?
It tastes cool. It's just chicken. It's just chicken. It's not mashed potatoes, but it's like some mashed potato stuff and some vegetables. You eat it with your hands. Okay. It's cool. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's just normal. It's nothing really crazy about it. You know what I'm saying? But you come to Kenya, be prepared. They're gonna cook it for you. And if you don't eat it with your hands or don't eat it, they don't look at you like, "What's up? Why?" Like, you don't get offended. You can't get around it, bro. You gotta eat with your hands too.
So those that's new to like Africa, like I know in South Africa it's called pop. In West Africa they call it like fufu, but it's basically like some type of starch they make, and you use it kind of like it's a filler, but you use it to dip it in your sauces and meat. And
yeah.
I don't know if you tried that peri sauce in South Africa, but I had some of that on some food. I'm like, this peri sauce is fire.
Oh, all right. I don't think I ever had none.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, man. I'm gonna conclude the stream, man. Appreciate you coming up, man. I'll definitely want to have you back, man, after your month in Tanzania, man. I don't know how doing live streams gonna be out there because of that.
It might be hard, yeah. It might be hard to do.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna use your intel to help prepare me for my trip to Tanzania, man. So I'll be looking forward to that. And we'll obviously talk offline and stuff when it comes. But yeah, anything else you want to kind of throw out there that we didn't talk about as far as Kenya versus South Africa, and then also what to expect in your channel coming up?
Yeah, I would just say check out more than one country in Africa, because it all comes down to your personality. I know some dudes that love Uganda. I know some dudes who love Ghana. I know dudes who love Kenya. I know some dudes who love South Africa. I know some dudes who love Tanzania. So really in Africa, it all comes down to your personality. And you may think you like something, but you really don't know. So you should at least hit 3 countries in Africa. And GMT travels 2 more months. Me traveling Africa. Just watch me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try and show the upscale part of Africa, nightlife, women, fun shit. Because everybody else showing the serious shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to find a different lane. You know what I'm saying? Showing the fun side of Africa. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. Check me out, GMT Travels.
Yes. Check out the homie GNT Travels, man. Love what you're doing, man. I definitely want to make sure I bring on and collab and, guys that's really like serious and focus on Africa. I want to make sure everybody knows, where to go and, and who to check out, man. So, yeah, I appreciate you coming up, bro. We'll catch you in maybe a month from now, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
And go from there, man.
All right, player.
All right, peace out. All right, man. So there y'all have it, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in on this week of Afro Sundays. I hope it was very informative for you. Definitely be back next Sunday. No, next Sunday. No, I'll be traveling next Sunday. The following Sunday, I'll be visiting another Afro Colombian community called Turbo. It's in Antioquia, the same region as Medellin. So I'm definitely going to plan on covering that, man. But as you guys know, I'll be traveling for a month in Africa, the month of December. So, stay tuned, be safe, and peace out.